Welcome to OCA State of the School Parent Meeting video. We have moved this annual meeting to a video to accommodate busy family holiday schedules. My name is Jessica Reed, and I am the Marketing and Communications Manager here at OCA. I really enjoy taking photos of your students, the classrooms, and events, and sharing them in social media. So please be sure to tune in there to see some of the ongoing events of your students throughout the week. I'm going to pass it off to Danny Breed, head of school, to share about where OCA is at and where we're headed.
Well, hello, OCA families. So this Day of the School video is really going to tell a story of maturity and growth. Now, when you hear us shifting from a growth phase to establishment phase, you might wonder, well, aren't we already there yet? Well, in a sense we are, but in a sense we're not. We just moved into this building last year, our permanent home, and now we're really finally able to get settled in, really to establish ourselves and create that environment that we've always wanted. Now, you may have seen some administrative transitions, and I wanted to affirm to you that our staff, our teachers, and our students, that really all receiving the support they need. And I've been really encouraged by some of our teachers coming in and letting me know, like, thank you so much for making sure that we're supported. Now, transitions are a natural part of life in the school and not always negative. Uh, they actually make room for new, fresh faces that can come and help us lead into this new establishment phase. And actually, we've been really humbled by multiple educators and administrators reaching out to us when they've heard about our leadership positions and just letting us know that they'd love to be a part in some way. So stay tuned. We look forward to introducing you to a few new faces in the future as we get them acclimated into the school setting. And we really are grateful for the staff that God's given us, the support that they're showing during this time. And we look forward to bringing on others into our community. Now, shifting from this growth phase to establishment phase means that we are shifting from a focus of building to establishing. We're really deepening our processes rather than building new ones, which is going to create more stability and security within the organization. Now, do keep in mind that different grades and different programs are in different phases, right? So our elementary program is really in this establishment phase. Our middle school is in an expansion phase. And ultimately, that middle school is going to expand into a high school, hopefully in the next 3 years. So we look forward to bringing on staff that's going to really help us create a thriving high school as well. Now, in this new phase, we still want to maintain who we are. And first and foremost, that is by maintaining our proven processes around education. So we've established Montessori processes and character building process that define our educational experience. And we will continue to prioritize these in order to deliver that type of education you've come to know and love. We're also refining some internal processes. And I know that may not be really exciting to hear, but as far as like, great, who wants to hear about payroll processes or internal communication or processing time off and things like that. But as we refine these, it actually is building greater stability within the organization. And lastly, I want to talk about accreditation. So we actually had our first site visit with ACSI, which is the Association of Christian Schools International. They came yesterday on site to do their initial visit, and they are facilitating accreditation for us. So we're excited that they're going to help us refine some of our educational and business practices and help level up those into this next phase. Now, as we enter into this new phase, we're going to be adding in more support staff, which means that we'll bring in new faces and new members to our team. And you might wonder, well, how do we maintain our culture with so many new people coming in? Well, here are a few ways that we do this. First, you know that our core values are kingdom, honor, joy, and wholeness. And we really care that the people that we bring on embrace those values. So when we're in interviews, we specifically ask questions about what resonates with them within these core values and what does this look like in their lives? Because we want to make sure that as we bring them on, they're initially aligned with who we are. And then we can deepen that alignment as we go along. So part of the ways that we deepen that alignment is like through our staff meetings. We call it calling out or shouting out the gold in our staff, which is a way that we just shout out the good things that we see them doing, and we get to honor them in that way. We get to build joy in each meeting that I lead because we ask about good news. Like, I want to hear what good is going on in your lives. And as we share moments that we're thankful or we get to encourage one another, it actually builds mutual joy. And lastly, we have a online culture of honor training that we lead our staff through. These are courses that we get from a third party that they've really worked hard on culture of honor. And we get to help our team know what it looks like to be honorable themselves and to honor others as well. So this is how we maintain our culture in the midst of new faces coming into this new establishment phase. So you might think, well, how does this impact the education of our students? Well, in this phase, what we're really focusing on is getting back to Montessori. And that's kind of what we've called it, getting back to Montessori this year, because we really want to ensure we're growing deeper in our Montessori roots and we're prioritizing it. So we actually sent 15 of our teachers and staff over to attend the North Carolina Montessori Conference, which was great. They were able to connect at the statewide conference and make some new connections with other teachers and practitioners and just receive some new ideas. Even our middle school teachers went, and they have a great idea on how to do some advanced practical life for the middle school through a market they'll be hosting later on. You'll hear about that in the Bucks Bulletin. I've also challenged our teachers really to pursue 15 hours of professional development this year. And as we move forward, this is also going to be a requirement for our ACSI accreditation. So I want to get a head start on that and making sure that everyone's eager to continue to pursue professional development along the way. Now, how do these educational processes actually translate into academic performance? So as you know, each year we give the Woodcock Johnson. We give that to our third years and our sixth years, and they take this nationally recognized assessment. And I'm happy to say that last year when they finished it, our students averaged 2 years above grade level. Now, we also wanted to know, well, what's happening in the grades outside of third and sixth? And so we gave about 30 of our students the CAT test, this is the California Achievement Test. And again, they averaged 2.5 years above grade level. And what this reaffirms and emphasizes for us is that the quality of our academics and the skill of our teachers is really producing these results. And so I'm really excited about that from an academic standpoint. Now, as you know, we've had several events on campus, and we wanted to give you a firsthand peek into some of our classrooms so you can see what's going on. Thank you for everybody who came out for our parent observations, just to see what our students are experiencing in the classrooms on a daily basis. We also hosted Encounter Week. The purpose behind Encounter Week is to give our students who are rising into a new classroom the following year an opportunity to see that classroom and experience that classroom, make some new friends, and to give parents an opportunity to meet the teacher, see what that classroom looks like, and really get more comfortable with where their children will be transitioning into when they move into that new classroom. We also hosted something called the Middle School Skills Lab recently. So you might think about this Skills Lab as advanced practical life for older students. We had volunteers who were able to come in and they were able to teach our students about automotive skills, baking, self-defense, and flower arranging. The students had a wonderful time, and they actually got to learn some real practical skills that they can actually use in the real world. So I hope you enjoyed this bit, and thank you for listening. I'm going to hand it over to our Dean of Students next. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Clay Sturgill, Dean of Students here at Oak City Academy, and I just want to talk to all the parents really quick. You guys know that we at OCA, we teach kids the biblical model of honor towards one another, and forgiveness and restoration. And we want to make sure that we're doing the same with parents, because our kids, well, they model their behavior a lot of times after us. And even as adults, we sometimes miss the mark, and I'll admit that for myself 100%. Um, and so I wanted to look to the word really quick. Matthew chapter 18, Jesus gives us a really good outline for if we have an issue with another believer, another brother and sister in Christ, then we're not to go and just kind of talk about it with friends. We're supposed to go and talk to that person. And so we want to encourage that. And, in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, we're told, let no unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification according to the need of the moment, so that it will give grace to those who hear. And so we want to make sure that we're encouraging our teachers and staff members, and not tearing them down, because the enemy works his way in with anxiety and uncertainty, and feeling like we're not good enough, and so that can start to put a root of bitterness, and we just want to avoid all that. And we do this across the board with the kids. I just had a meeting with our middle schoolers yesterday about the way that they are interacting with each other, and so we want to make sure that we're modeling that behavior as well. So we want to honor each other, and staff, parents, students, and we want to create a place where you guys can ask questions if you need to. And so, coming up in the Bucks Bulletin in the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to see something called the I Wonder form, where we can say, "Hey, I wonder what's going on with this. Hey, I wonder what happened on this day. I wonder what you were thinking when this took place." And I've found, here especially, the Lord has been teaching me so much about going with a question asking mindset, and not an accusatory stance. It kind of gets us a lot further. Confrontation is wonderful. It is necessary for relationships. And the Bible talks a lot about it, which means that we should pay attention to it. So I just want to let you know that if there's a concern, that's something that's bothering you, you are more than welcome to come to me. And if I can't figure it out or can't mediate that out, then we'll talk with others about it. But we do care, and we do want to know what your concerns or what you're wondering. So look out for that in the Bucks Bulletin. Next up is going to be our sports. Guys, the Lord has provided so much for our sports program, and I am so excited. Our girls cross country team actually came in first place in our conference tournament, and they did really, really well. Volleyball launched this year, and the Lord gave us places to practice and games and a conference. And man, they had a great time, and I'm really proud of them. They came a long way from that first practice to their last game. I'm more than proud of them. So now we are in basketball season. That is going to start. Our first game is an away game at American Leadership Academy, and that's going to be on December 3rd. They are practicing twice a week now for a couple hours per practice, and we are very blessed to have the coaches that we've got. Look out more for dance team, an elective for that for our middle school girls. We've got Miss Kate on board that's going to be teaching that, and is very, very skilled in that area, and also be discipling the young ladies. So we're very excited. The Lord has brought us a long way, and He got us started in the sports arena here, and I am so excited for the coming years to see where the Oak City Academy Bucks end up.
Hi, I'm Kristen Dawson. I'm the operations manager here at OCA. I am creating better systems for parents and for staff. Part of my role is to keep a tab on how things are working and to make them simpler. This ranges from a recess schedule to product ordering so that we make sure our teachers have the things they need when they need it. I'm also enhancing internal procedures. We've added gates for added safety around the campus, and we want to make training and policies easier for our staff so that there's consistency in how we do the things that we do.
Now I'd like to give a glimpse into the school finances, and it's another indicator of health as we move into this establishment phase. So you're going to see a revenue and expenses laid out here. Uh, we're set to have around $100,000 net profit this year. This will eventually go into savings and further capital improvements. And then you can actually see a breakdown of where our revenue sources are and where it all goes. You'll notice that you see the outside funding. That is largely the Opportunity Scholarship. That scholarship was increased this year, and so we have a lot of students and families who are taking advantage of it. It's a statewide scholarship, not internal, where they partner with the state and they are able to use those funds at OCA. For those that you love percentages, we wanted to put it in a pie graph as well. Again, you'll see about 67% of our funding comes from tuition, and most of our expenses are going towards personnel. From a financial health perspective, we want to primarily focus on liquidity. Now, liquidity means that if all the income dried up, like just immediately, just left, we would still have the funds available to operate for 4.5 months. A good target range for healthy organizations is having 3 to 6 months of liquidity on hand. You'll also notice 2 more accounts. And these are reserve accounts, the money market emergency fund. They are reserve accounts. We don't really touch those. Now, this brings us into a tuition increase for this year. And I want to help you understand what tuition increases are composed of so that you know where the money is going to go and why we actually are doing a tuition increase this year. Tuition increases are composed of operational investments, things we need to grow in, and then also inflation. You put those together, that's going to be a tuition increase. So let's look at inflation first. So on average, inflation grew by 3.32% overall over the last year. This is a graph of some of those months and some of those metrics. So in the short, this means that we can actually purchase less now for the same amount of money that we had a year ago. And so part of the tuition increase is going to help offset that. Next is our operational budget, really what we want to invest in. And primarily, you're going to see this middle school, high school director who can come in and lead our middle school and help us grow into a high school. And this will provide more sustainability for the school. We also will need more support staff to help our administration be supported as we continue to grow in size as a school. And you'll notice there's a staff and inflation adjustment as well. So the total projected need is just over $213,000. So this year, the board has approved a 4.5% tuition increase. The majority of this increase is going to keep in line with that inflation that we talked about. It's going to only cover about $100,000 of the $213,000 that we actually need. The rest will come from projected student growth that we will have spots for in this upcoming year. Now, we're also going to come out with an annual report. Our marketing department was going to be creating and sharing an annual report in May of 2025, in which they'll summarize some of the points that I shared here. An annual report is just it's a measure to ensure accountability and transparency with our families, donors, and board members and our other community partners. So if you see that report, if you have any questions on this video about finances, feel free to reach out to me directly via my email, and I will get back to you, and we can chat through that or answer a few questions. Thank you again.
Hi, OCA. Kyla Elliott, OCA Enrollment Manager here to talk to you about continuous enrollment. We've been sending out correspondence and letters about continuous enrollment in the Bucks Bulletin since October. Please refer back to those letters for program switch information or sibling enrollment information. This Friday, we will be sending out letter number 3 to go over our opt-out period. There will be a link in this box bulletin to take you to the form to opt out if for some reason you are choosing to send your child to a different school next year. Please note that this opt-out period is from November 22nd to December 31st. We have also begun tours for all of our blended model and full-time campus classrooms. Please encourage your family and friends to tour soon if they are interested in applying for OCA next year. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to email me at admissions@oakcityacademy.org. I'm happy to answer any of your questions about admissions and enrollment.
Hey guys, I'm your last stop to share a little bit about advancement, and I wanted to start by talking about our partnership with Mission Triangle. Mission Triangle's mission is they exist to help Christian-led nonprofits of the Triangle and beyond expand their kingdom impact. And a little bit of our journey with Mission Triangle is 3 years ago, we invited them in to do a Thrive assessment or a baseline health assessment of our organization. That's one of their cogs on their proven process. That's the blue wheel. They also use workshops in small groups and coaching and consulting sessions. And so they gave us feedback after about a 6-month process with them in doing the baseline health assessment, and then gave us feedback on things we were doing well as an organization in areas we can elevate. And then we shared those with our parent and school community. And so after that, we focused on consulting and coaching. And then this year, we are wrapping up our kind of 2 to 3 year journey with Mission Triangle with their last cog on the workshops and small groups. So they do workshops once a month, and then small groups, we have opportunities to attend small groups every single week. And so that's been really great. If you see me getting in and out of my car on the main campus or the blended campus, a lot of times I am headed to a Mission Triangle small group that week. So that has been so resourceful. The small group topics are on the right here: biblical leadership, organizational effectiveness, and sustainable service. And so we're about 85% through those topics. So anyway, we love Mission Triangle, are very, very excited about the ways they've come alongside us in the past 3 years, and are very grateful to be finishing up the workshops and the small groups with them. And so moving forward, some exciting things I'm applying for is to join a development and advancement director cohort that also meets monthly, and some other opportunities with them as well. So very excited about Mission Triangle, and honestly very, very grateful. A lot of the advancement initiatives you've seen come through the advancement department have been a direct result of the training and the resources provided by Mission Triangle. So speaking of that, I wanted to move to the next slide, which is sharing our initiatives for this year in the advancement department. So for the fall, 2 initiatives: playgrounds and Legacy Club. So playgrounds, we are excited about the opportunity to install playgrounds at both campuses. The installation goal is early winter 2025 for blended model, and then late spring for the main campus. It's a little bit more in depth and detailed in the main campus, so the timeline is longer, but cannot wait. The kids are so excited, I think, to have a playground. And I know our teachers are very, very excited for the kids to have more options during recess. So you will see our end of year campaign coming out end of November, beginning of December. You will get an email, you'll get emails, and you'll also get an end of year campaign letter in the mail also. And so with that, we would just ask you guys to pray about what the Lord would have you do to come alongside this initiative and give towards a playground. But all of our end of year campaigns will be going towards that initiative. And the campaign title this year is Give Joy this holiday season. So the last piece of advancement initiatives is the Legacy Club. So the grandparents and VIPs had an opportunity to join the Legacy Club at Grandparents' Day. And part of that was choosing 2 out of the 3 to contribute either their time, which is prayer, talent, which is volunteering, or their treasure, which is giving. So we just asked them to be a part of the Legacy Club to choose 2 of those 3. So any of our grandparents and VIPs who chose the talent, generous with their talent piece, and want to volunteer, we're hosting a volunteer orientation for those grandparents and VIPs on Tuesday next week, the last day before Thanksgiving break. And so anyway, if you're a grandparent or VIP is interested in coming into the classroom and being more present, maybe they missed Grandparents' Day or missed the email, just remind them. They can email me, kbreed@oakcityacademy.org, and I can get them plugged in. But I'm really excited to spend some time with our grandparents. Grandparents' Day is always one of my absolute favorite days. They just are so kind and loving and love seeing your kids and the students. And so anyway, I'm very excited to have our grandparents and VIPs on board and volunteering in the classrooms. So I just love getting to see them more. And then the last piece is the OCA fan club. And so that is actually legacy clubs for grandparents, VIPs, OCA fan clubs for parents. And Mission Triangle was very, very helpful to guide me in understanding the steps needed for a larger fundraising event like a gala or something like that. And so part of those steps are forming teams who can get behind advancement initiatives, fundraising, marketing, those kinds of things. So this is just one of the next steps we're taking to move towards those advancement goals of potentially even a bigger fundraising event in the future. So stay tuned for that, but more coming in the spring about the OCA fan club. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening. If you got to the end of this video, good job. And thank you. It means a lot. I'm so glad you got to hear from so many of our administrators and leaders at OCA in this video. And I really hope that you have a great Thanksgiving and or Friendsgiving. We had our Friendsgiving last week with our teachers and staff, and it was just so sweet to be together and just to eat some good food and sit around a table and be together. So anyway, I hope you really enjoy being together with your family. We will see you next week, and then Thanksgiving break will hit, and I hope everyone enjoys their time as the holidays are coming up quicker than we can expect, right? It's like, whoo, they're here. So so I just wanted to pray for you guys as we close this up, and we'll be done. So God, I just thank you for our parents. I thank you for our OCA families, and I just bless them this holiday season. I bless them to just be reminded of the things they're grateful for in the midst of all of the, things going on in the holiday season and the rush and the, traveling and those things. God, I just really ask that you would just bless them with your peace and bless them with just the sweetness that comes from being together with people that you love. And so, thank you for our OCA community, and just love you, Jesus. Amen. All right. Have a great week, and we will talk to you guys soon and later. Bye.